And we're live. We're live, we're live, we're live. This is Valerie Jampolsky. Welcome to the Mum-Freedom-Preneurs Hangout. And our topic today is the power of events, transformations, and breakthroughs. So welcome, everybody, and say hi, say hello back on the page down below. Say hello, say where you're at. And even if you're watching this in the replay, say hello, because we do connect in over the week and stuff. And, you know, time is really sort of just a construct. You know, it's not necessarily, you know, energetically we are all together. So I'm going to quickly go across the panel here. We'll introduce ourselves, and then we'll dive right into our topic. So I am Valerie Jampolsky. I am the Abundance Mum-Freedom-Preneur from Abundance Now, and I am a single mom. I have got twin they're now 6-year-old boys, and it's wild. Like, it's changed how long we've been doing this, and I say they're 6. And I normally would give a naked kid alert, but I think for me it's like 7:15 in the morning, and because I'm a homeschooling mama, we aren't set to a set schedule, and so they're sleeping in the other room, and which makes it easy for me to do this right now. But what very quickly, why do I do what? You know, what brings me here is I'm you know, I actually used to be an entertainment attorney, and I had this epiphany moment. I was sitting in my office, very pregnant with the twins, and having this massive realization that if I didn't do something, I was never going to be able to see them. My kids were going to be pretty much raised by nannies. Not even daycare. I mean, seriously. I mean, daycare. I didn't want them in daycare, but I would never see them. I would never. The life of what I was doing, I'd be lucky if I tucked them in at night, and chances are I probably wouldn't be able to even do that. And plus, I had a realization that there was so much more to who I was, and so much more that I had to give. And for me, you know, I get to be able to do these wonderful hangouts like this, and you know, I talk about things that really matter to me, like law of attraction and personal development, and all those things that just matter to me, what feeds my soul. So I feel so blessed to be here, and you know, I mean, it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing because time is leveraged, and I have the time that I can go with my kids. You know, whenever I feel like it, go to the park, go to Disneyland, travel, go to live events that we're talking about. I take them with me, and just basically do the things that I love, that feed my soul. I mean, was able to go to Bali, pick this thing up, like pick this up on the beach in Bali. I love it. It reminds me of Bali. But, you know, it's like do all these amazing things that there's no way I would have been able to do when I was an attorney. And, you know, be in a position to be able to replace my 6-figure income. And that's, you know, and have the freedom at the same time. So anyways, that's me. And I'm going to go passing it along over here to some wonderful women that we've all met together at events. You're talking about events. So I'm going to go over next over here to Cherry. Cherry, you are up.
Hi, everybody. Hey. Hi. I'm so happy to be here. It's Monday morning, and I'm glad that, you know, I'm not waking up, not having to go to the traffic, you know, and hustle and bustle in between or whatever. I'm just here at home, and you know, I've been excited since last night. You know, just looking forward actually to these hangouts. And just a little bit of a background about me. I actually came from corporate finance. I used to work in pharmaceutical for more than 15 years in Switzerland. And when I became a mom, you know, it's no brainer for me. I wanted to take care of my daughter. She's actually 6 years old now. So I'm just very proud to say that from the very first day of her life, you know, I was actually there for her and see her grow up. And now that she's 6 years old, I could actually see the difference when, you know, when you take care of your child and, you know, not just put her in a daycare or take care of someone else, because you really get to connect. You get to have this bonding that, you know, for the rest of her life. I think that will actually help her get through life. And not only that, you know, for me, when I quit my job, I wasn't sure what's going to happen to me afterwards. There was that fear, okay, because for 15 years I was in corporate, it's a well-paying job, and all of a sudden I'm a stay-at-home mom. So, to be honest, I have that fear, but looking back now, it actually opened more doors of opportunity for me. And that's why here I am. I'm a mom freedompreneur. And for me, what that means is having the time to do the things that I like to do, to be anywhere really, um, with my family, wherever, anytime, and I don't have to worry about making a living. So I was able to retain the financial independence, and so I'm just absolutely glad that I could be a mom freedompreneur. So hopefully that inspires you, everybody, and I'm so glad to be here.
Yay, Cherry. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. I love it. Cherry was also with me in Bali, which is kind of cool. So I was going to see Michelle. I know Michelle, you're popping in and out. Is now a good moment for you to come out, Michelle?
Yes, yes. Sorry about
Cool.
that.
I'm gonna go straight over to you, and then we're going a little bit out of order here, but I'm gonna pop you out. Yay!
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see everybody here. I'm Michelle, the Comfy Mom, and I'm in Texas. And I joined the Freedompreneur movement. Went all in really a year ago. This is kind of like this month has been my anniversary of doing that and getting on the Hangouts and everything. But I had been a spectator for several months leading up to that, and so yeah, I can definitely say going to my first event in Nashville last year was life-changing and set me on a course in my life to really experience a lot of healing and overcoming fears and just stepping into who I believe, my divine purpose and what I'm here on this earth to do and to accomplish. So the events are major. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Nashville again this year, which is going to be incredible. And I know it's just that next level from where I started a year ago. So I joined this movement to be, a full-time mom and not a full-time employee for any corporation or boss. I want to be my own boss so I can dictate my time and my schedule for my son, my family, and just to have that time and financial freedom to do the things, like I said, to accomplish what I believe that divine purpose is for me. So I'm happy to be here with you this morning and share with you about the event coming up, and hopefully we can get more people to attend because I know it will change their lives as well. So.
My little one just woke up, so wait, he's coming over here. Come here, honey. All right, I'm gonna pass it on. I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited to see you in Nashville again.
Thank you. I know. I'm so excited.
Nashville rocks. Nashville's gonna rock. Again, for those of you that are wondering, what the heck are we talking about? There's a button below here. When you click on it, first of all, you can connect in, and you can join what we're doing here. We actually. I'm not sure exactly what's on, by the time when you watch this in the replay, what's on the page. Currently, I think there's a link in there that you can actually literally get in on the inside with us, and we'll meet with you, welcome you and stuff. It's like we have $7, so something you get in and just check out what's going on the inside with us, and we're happy to guide you. So whoever invited you to this page is part of with us. Oh, little guy just woke up. So I'm gonna mute, and I'm gonna go on over to CJ.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Can everyone hear me okay? Good deal. Hey, I'm CJ from Florida. It's currently 10:30 in the morning for me on Monday. I'm outside because the birds were just absolutely wonderful today. So in between what I'm saying, hopefully you can hear my amazing birds. But for me, I'm a mother of 3 boys. They're 9, 6, and 4. We are also a homeschool family as well. So we are early risers to get all of our schoolwork done so that we can go play for the rest of the day and be freedom and enjoy the freedom of being a family together. But for me, it was not always freedom. I used to work for corporate America for a health insurance company. I worked with them for 14 years. I worked anywhere from 12 to 16-hour days, and I even worked Monday through Saturday. My only days off were on Sundays. That was really the only time that I had with my family. So it was hard. I was home. I was a telecommuter, however, I was not home. I was always in an office. My boys never saw me. I had somebody that was taking care of my children while I was working. So I understand what it's like not to be around your children, and for me, August 15th, 2014 is when I quit my job and I became a mom. And that was the best decision of my life. Without doing that, my boys would not know who their mom is, and I would not know who my boys are, and I would not be able to homeschool them. And homeschooling is actually a very important part of a children's life because it allows them to be who they are, and it allows them to be free spirits, and it doesn't change who they are. And for me, being part of being home with them and walking away from my job of corporate America and just being a mom, it helps them utilize what's around them. And if you want your children to be free, and if you want your children to follow what their dreams are and follow what's inside of them, well, you need to set that example, and you need to do that by example. And if I would have stayed in corporate America, and if I would have stayed being told what to do all day long, and how to work, and how to live my life, and when to go pee and use the bathroom, and when to eat and drink, what kind of example am I really setting for my children? I'm setting the example of you're going to be a slave to somebody the rest of your life. You're going to work for somebody the rest of your life. You're going to have a job the rest of your life. You're never going to be able to do what you want. And that was really my big decision factor about quitting my job and walking away, is being there with my children and making those memories with them and laughing and playing and getting dirty and messy and going to the beach. And we have yearly passes to the local zoo. We have a yearly pass to the local museum. It's an actual science and industry museum, so it's an educational museum. We have yearly passes to one of the nature parks up here where they have manatees and other animals that they can actually be hands-on and touch and explore. So for me, that was really the big deciding factor, is to be with them, allow them to be the kids that they are meant to be, and show them that you don't have to work for somebody else. Say hi! And that it's really about who we are as individuals and who the children are as a child, not who somebody is telling them to be, or a teacher telling them how to sit in a chair all day long and not move. And that was my deciding factor to be home with my munchkins. This is my youngest. This is Ricardo. He is 4. So I'm going to allow Val to pass on to the next one because I've vented enough today. And I love each and every one of you ladies, and I could not do this without your support. So thank you, ladies. I'm so grateful for you all.
I love you too, CJ. And hi, Ricardo. Hi. I'm going to pass it on over to Arena, all the way across in Europe.
Hi. I'm very, very happy to be here with all of you ladies and with you that are watching the replay or on live. For me, it's 3 p.m., 3:30 in Portugal. It's a sunny afternoon, winter afternoon, and I used to be an attorney also, such as Valerie, and but I wasn't happy by doing it. When I became a mother. But before that, I want to tell you something. My mother was a single mother, and I used to spend a lot of time by myself when I was a child, and that caused me a pain and hurt. And I decided that one day when I have a family, I would do it all different with my children. And on October 2012, it was October. It was a very, very special month for me. It was it was my breakthrough month because I was fired, and I find out that I was pregnant on that same month. So it was a challenge moment for me, and I decided to transform that moment in a positive thing. So when I became a mother, I decided to be happy, to live a life of my dreams, to be an example, a real example for my son. The example that I want him to fight for his dreams and to live the life that he wants, not that I'm going to tell him what to do, but to follow his own dreams and his own vision for the future. obviously I'm going to support him and to guide him, but I want him to see an example of a mother that believes in her freedom, that believes in being truly happy, and believes on good and positive energy and to help others. And that I found it here on this movement, and I'm very glad to be a part of this movement today. It was here in Portugal. It was a sunny morning, and I went to the beach. I took my son to school, to the gym, and then I went to the beach, and it was an amazing morning, and I felt so free, so inspired, so connected with me, with the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And I felt, wow, I really am where I'm supposed to be. I really am doing and fulfilling my dreams and my vision for the future. So I'm very happy to be here, and I truly hope that you feel inspired by each one of us, and to connect with the person that invites you to be here. And let's have some fun now. I'm going to pass you, Valerie.
I love it, Arena. I love it. It's so funny because I just recently met Arena at an event. We were in Miami, and it was funny. I don't know if it's an attorney thing, but likes connect. We walk in the door. Next thing you know, because there was another one. There's another. We have another mom that sometimes another attorney that was there as well. They're doing really well. What I think, a little over 30,000 a month doing this, something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Disclosure below. We can't guarantee any. Obviously can't guarantee anything from that check. We do. It is a business that we do. But anyways, it was funny because it was like all of a sudden it was like all the 3 women attorneys all gathered around going, so thankful we're here. Anyways, so I'm gonna pass it on over to Lucy. Lucy.
Lovely to see you. I'm Lucy. I'm in Wales in the UK. It's also possibly not so many years in Portugal. Working media and radio advertising and promotion. It never actually started before that in school. Comfortable to be told I had to work 4 years in someone else's pocket to retire on probably 4% of a pension that I'd never be able to survive on. Family life didn't get me 9 to 5. I put my youngest into childcare at 2 years old and did a holiday for numerous years. And something happened to us that basically my whole world. At rock bottom, and I was in a direction that I never wanted to be. I've got problems with it.
Lucy, you're coming in like I'm sorry, I've got the Jaden in the background here, so a little bit going on, so I've closed up.
Yeah, Lucy, your internet's breaking up really bad.
We're getting every other sound. It's like something like that.
It's an issue today, I think.
Yeah, it's
not.
Yeah, we can't hear so well.
Pass it on.
Okay, pass it on, because before we were live, you're great. Your sound was great. So we'll try this again. We'll hop on again. Okay, I'm going to pass it on over. Or we already had Michelle. Okay, so everybody's gone on. Okay, all right. I will come up and we'll give a shout out. Just holler, Lucy, and we'll just interrupt. Okay, and we'll see if we can get you on here again in a sec. All right, so we are back over here. So getting to the topic of the power of events, I'm going to approach it from a couple of angles and love everybody else's thoughts on it as well. I don't know if any of you who here has read the book Think and Grow Rich. Anybody here read the book Think and Grow Rich? If you watched, yeah. One of the things that Napoleon Hill talks about is the power of, your success is based upon those that you surround yourself with, right? And if you take a look at yourself, in 5 years from now, it's going to be, who you surround yourself with, and the power of a mastermind. right? And one of the things that's so amazing is when you go to live events, you get to have the ability to have that experience of the mastermind, and which is really, really powerful when you can get around others that are, doing the same thing that you're doing and being able to inspire. There's something extremely powerful about what that does. When you have more than one heads together, like together, we can create so much. And for me, I mean, the whole reason we even have the Mum-Freedom-Preneur Hangout is because of an event. I went to an event, and Sarita's from Australia. Normally she's on with us. She just couldn't make it tonight. Tonight for her, by the way, it's a today tonight, because we got Aussies that are often on our Hangouts and stuff. Aussies and Kiwis, and for them they're coming on late at night or 2 or 3 in the morning or something goofy. And we literally span the globe. And I met her, we were talking at an event, and it was kind of funny because it was late one night and they said there was something going on in a parking lot. There was a chef in a parking lot and you had to go, something fun. I wasn't even going to go do it, but I thought, what the heck. So I went, and Sarita was there, and we started talking about how, we really wanted to help the mums, and our arms are wrapped around. She goes, we want to help the mums. We're going to free the mums, And we decided to do this hangout. We founded this hangout, and that's how this hangout started, was because of me connecting heart to heart, with Sarita at an event. And every one of these women here I've met at an event. Cherry and CJ and Arena recently was in Miami. We met, at an event, and Michelle the first time was in Nashville. And it's funny because we do connect online here, because we have our community and we're always, we're supporting and stuff. But there's something about, when you can get physically around each other, what's possible and what can happen. And I mean, I have learned some of the most powerful things I've heard almost is, it's like, the live event, there's things that you can do in a room together, personal development things and transformational stuff that can happen, but there's also just the connection of, of speaking to people and seeing, like in our community, the first time I met someone, there's so many that have made over $1 million doing what we do, but meeting these people and going, wow, remember, I'll never forget my first event, realizing they're real, that they're real people. This is real. This is, like there's so much stuff, like we're on the internet, right? And there's so much stuff on the internet that just, doesn't really work, doesn't really result in, giving you a step-by-step guide and really give you the ability to make a difference in the world and at the same time actually literally transform your finances. There's so many things out there, but they don't really work. A lot of the ones, or they don't have the community, they don't have the heart, they don't have all the things that, so when you actually meet these people, like the first time when I went, I brand new started, and I'm meeting the people that have had 6 and double 6 figures and 7 figures, and they're real people just like you and me that literally just started from scratch and just step by step said, they made a decision that they were going to transform their lives, and they just did it. There's just something about that, and then learning, like I've learned some of the most powerful things that I've used for my business, literally in a conversation, in an elevator, or happening to hear someone behind me say something. I was like, oh wow, that's a bit, just the stuff that happens in the friendships and the relationships, like my relationship with CJ, we built at events, There was a goofy thing that happened. It was this one event. Somebody was there, and they brought their sweet little dog that somehow had got lost, and they actually made an announcement at the end of the event going, wonderful, Zeus has gone missing. And the whole lot of us, we all sort of, because we were doing this, we were out in the desert in an area just outside of Las Vegas City. We were at Lake Las Vegas at one point, and we all went, literally, we spanned out and went into the hills looking for Zeus. And CJ and I, we went off the beaten path. We had like a little group. We were supposed to be working with this group, and we were like, no, we both had this instinct to go a different direction, and I bumped into her in the middle of nowhere. Ironically enough, it was very close to where they eventually found Zeus. But I mean, that's where we had originally, bonded and like really bonded and connected was doing something. So something as goofy, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, just but making relationships and connections. And Anyways, I am going to go and pass on. If I'm muting myself out, it's because little Jaden's here in my lap. He needs me a little bit. So again, I get to be a mom. I'm here. I've got my little guy in my lap as we speak. Here, she's going to put a little hand on me and say, oops, that's a foot. Here's a foot. So I'm going to pass it on over to Rita. Your turn, Rita.
Okay, sorry, I didn't understand. Yes, well, you know, well, I'm here from Portugal, and when I got into this business about 23 months ago, I had the need to go to an event because, okay, I was doing, I was building my business with the blog, with my products and all of that, but that was all in English, and I'm Portuguese, right? So the company was Northern America, and I needed to go to an event to feel, is it this real? Is it for real? How are the people? Are they really such as they seem on the videos and on the Hangouts and all of that? And I had that need. I felt that need, the need to go to an event. So my first event was in Charlotte in June 2014. And it was amazing, absolute amazing, because I saw the recording of well, one of our courses, which that is Mass Influence Formula, and my God, my brain just got like that. I came home and my online business just went up because I felt that I was with the right company, with the right people, and that was my home. That was the place where I was going to build the life of my dreams with those people. And it is interesting because all of us are very similar. We all feel have the same vision. We are all are humble. Very humble, and we all have amazing dreams, and we are good people. I honestly feel that when I'm going to international events, and so I went to Charlotte, and I transformed my life. I really transformed my life with the things that I've heard on that day, with all the people that I've been connected with since then, and I have been to many events. I've been to Nashville. I've been to Orlando. I've been the last one was in Miami, where I met Valerie, and I immediately felt connected with her. Wow, I felt I have to connect with this woman because she feels and sees the future just as I do. And Valerie, when you were talking on the beginning that you had an epiphany, that you saw your future, that you saw all the movie, I had that too with my life. Wayne Dyer said an interesting thing: die while you're alive. And for me, when I became a mother and I saw all the life that I could have had in my future, all the life that all the days and the hours that I would spend far away from my son, I made that film. I've seen it. Well, and that hurt me because, as I was saying on the beginning of this Hangouts, I said to myself when I was a child that I was going to be a present mother on the life of my boy, because I know what it is to have a single mother that have two works, that is never at home. I think that my mother is a heroine because it's very hard to be by our own and to support a child, because despite all the financial issues, we mothers are always thinking, am I doing right with my child? I said that to him, is he will he be traumatized? I don't know if that's the word. We are always thinking, is he okay? Has he eaten? Has he slept well? We are always thinking how to be better mothers. And I think that it's a very heavy life to support a child, to raise a child by our own. Now I am a mother, and I realize that we need to have support. And here in this movement, in this on these hangouts, we can do that. We can provide support. CJ, your story last week on Sister United was amazing, because wow, I really felt that if you needed a surgery and you have a friend that you met here on this movement, on this project, to go and to do miles and miles to be there when you needed her, that is amazing. That is something that you won't find anywhere else on this planet. I promise you. I promise you, really. So that's the importance of being on every event, because there is a word, there is a person that you will going to meet that will make a difference for you. Don't you think, Valerie?
Unmuting myself. Yeah, no, absolutely, Irina, absolutely. Yeah.
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 Very powerful.
Yeah. So,
imagine, Valerie, if I didn't, if I wasn't with you in Miami,
yep.
Maybe I wasn't here with you, with all of you. Maybe I wouldn't have met you, and my God, my life would be a lot poor. Poor is that. I'm sorry about my English, but I think I'm better. I'm getting better. So next week it will be a lot better, I think.
You know what? You're doing great. You're doing great. You know.
Thank you. Thank you for the love.
I mean, I feel her. You know, the message comes across loud and clear. Wonderful.
I'm glad.
Yeah. No, it's so true. You know what you're saying, and then the breakthroughs and the transformations and everything, and feeling the connection. You know what. We're not alone, because it can be isolating. You know, it can be isolating. You know, being a mom. You know, can be isolating. You know, especially and so, this way we're connected to each other as moms. Are connected in what we do, and transformations that are possible. Michelle, out. Hey.
Yeah, I agree with Arena, because I'm always asking myself about the things that I'm doing as a mom, always questioning and wondering, is this the right thing? Like you said, I tell my husband that all the time. I don't want to mess him up. I don't want to ruin his life, by something I did or didn't do, and that's really the driving force. There's a lot of other reasons why I joined this Freedom-Preneur movement, for the time and financial freedom, and to pursue my passions, but ultimately it was to be the best mom that I could be to my son, because I believe all of our children are miracles when you really haven't had an easy time conceiving them. That's what I went through for years, and I honestly had kind of just about given up. I didn't think that I would have that chance to be a mom, or at least to physically have my own child and be a mom. And when God blessed me with this one, it's a responsibility, but it's a position that I take very seriously and very personally in my life, because I didn't think I'd have him. So I want to be the best mom. I want to give him the best life that I can, and teach him, like you were saying, CJ, you don't want your child to grow up thinking that, this is the way it is, that this is their only chance that they have to get through life is to be a slave to a job, or to not have the freedom to live his life out the way, that he was meant to live it, and to love his life. And you know, the messages that we give our children, and they're watching us all the time as the example. So I want to set that example for him, to set him up to have, you know, a wonderful life and to have a life of freedom, and to really just make a difference, to be, you know, a shining light to other people. And that's, I think, the best thing that we can do as moms, you know, to show them what their potential is, and to believe in them, to let them know that we believe in them, and to have that time to be a mom and lead them in that right direction. If we were just in the routine, going through the motions, they don't get that. We have other people teaching them that, and who knows what they're being taught, or if they're, you know, different from the other groups of kids at school, or a teacher singles them out and breaks their little spirits. You know, it can alter the whole entire course of their life in a direction that isn't healthy. Or, you know, we got a lot of kids these days doing things that it's just so hard to believe. You know, very young kids. Saw on my feed of a family that lost a teenage girl, very young, who took her own life because she was being bullied at school relentlessly, and nothing was done. And this poor child ended her life. And I can't even imagine the devastation that the parents feel, because I'm sure they were good parents, but maybe they didn't have the awareness of what was going on because they were so caught up in the daily routine. Or, you know, maybe she just, I don't even know. God only knows. But, you know, I just feel like to give our children the best chance, you know, to really live a full and happy life, that what we're doing here, for me, you know, for all of us, that has been the solution, to be that hands-on, full-time mom, and just to really give them the best chances, you know, the best in life that we can give them. And I believe that's how I'm able to do that, through this freedom movement, and being, you know, my own boss. And it's a super blessing getting together with everyone at these events. Why it's so powerful is just that energy that, honestly, collectively in the mind, the mastermind, you know, we're all so connected in what we can learn from each other, or something is suggested, and it could just completely change your direction or your mindset. Or just to have, you know, our sisters, you know, believe in us if we're having a hard day. You know, the support that we get in our community is something like I've never seen before, with such a large group of people. But I believe because we all have that goal and that vision, we all have different, you know, things that we're trying to accomplish, but the bigger picture is just the freedom, that message of freedom, and whatever that is to each individual. And getting together at these events is just, it magnifies that, and I think it just really enhances and builds on that energy, to where you feel like you can accomplish anything, you know, anything you set your mind to, and you start to believe it. And when other people believe in you, and you believe more in yourself, you're more destined to accomplish those goals that you set out for yourself. So I believe with the power of the events and the connections, it creates such an environment for transformation every time. Every time you go, you're going to be transformed, and it's going to be putting you in the direction that you need to go to achieve those bigger dreams and goals. And just the friendships, you know, that we have with each other, you know, like with Sheila going to help CJ, and she's just such a beautiful person too. But to give, you know, of herself, and to do that for somebody that she would have never known, CJ, we'd have never known each other if we hadn't come together through this, you know, opportunity and through these events. So it's just such a beautiful thing that we have here, and I think the more people that we can bring, you know, and show them that there is another way, and to free more families, it's going to really have a super effect on the world and our children, and the world that we're leaving our children. And so I think that, you know, now that, you know, we have this information, it's our responsibility to stick with it, you know, to never quit and give up, because I feel like if I gave up, then I'm giving up on my son's future, and I am not going to do that, you know. So I'll keep pushing myself, and keep learning, keep growing my business, so I can provide all those things for him, you know, that I feel as his mom that I'm here to do. So You know, that's the pleasure that we get of being the mom, is always looking for what is that thing that I can do, you know, to better my child or to be a better mom. And I think that's the beginning of it. It's just believing in yourself and knowing that there's a better way and just going for it. And don't let anything stop you.
I love it. I love that. I love that, Michelle. Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I love you, ladies.
I love you too. It's so good to have you. Yeah. And you know, and it's and I'm just thinking, like, again, going back, you know, CJ had to have, it wasn't something, you know, something came up and she had to have surgery, and you know, this business runs in the background, and you know, we have a wonderful dear friend, Sheila, you know, who was able to, like, just drop everything. She does what we do. She was able to drop everything and just travel and spend a week with CJ to support her, to help her with the kids and everything. And you know, to be able to make that decision, that if you have a family member or a dear friend that needs you, on the drop of a dime, to say, yeah, I'm coming. And Sheila's business was working in the background. Sheila was able to do what she needed to do, because as long as you have the internet, you can do that. Like, I decided, you know, I wanted to meet everybody, Terry, to go to Bali, and I'm like, okay, we're traveling all the other side of the planet, and I wanted the kids, I could decide, say, yeah, we'll stay for a few weeks, right? And it was my birthday. I thought it'd be cool. It's my birthday in Bali, you know, and I was able to do that and have the kids with me and have it not affect my work. In fact, I was making, you know, sales. It was the coolest thing. I'd wake up and it's like, oh, I got a sale. It's the funniest thing. I mean, some of the most beautiful people that have joined my business, and ironically enough, I'm here in Los Angeles, right? And I'm in Bali, and I have people joining my business while I'm sleeping, and I'm doing things like posting us going, you know, riding zip lining in the trees, and going and feeding monkeys, and doing all this stuff. And you know, my kids being able to have these incredible experiences, and my business is thriving. I mean, I'm making sales on autopilot. You know, I'm doing things a little, you know, like always, like if you put in just a little bit of time here and there, but as long as I had access to the internet, but I had things that were just even running in the background, you know. And my first $3,000 day happened at an event, you know. And I think it's also something is energetically as well. You know, things happen, things shift. And I do believe that, you know, energetically, what we do, we attract, and our vibration changes and everything. And you literally, between that and just people seeing, you know, the reality of what we're actually doing, you know, this is real, these are real people, and they're meeting with other real people, and now they're in person, you know. I mean, it's like, there's something just really powerful and transformational about it, and the energy of it, and what's possible with that. So anyways, CJ, I know you're really good at this. Can you check and see if you've got anybody commenting on the page?
There has been one comment from Sheila. Good morning, lovely. But no, we have not had any comments from our viewers. I have posted a couple of pictures from the events, and Irina has also posted a picture from the events. So, ladies, if you have any other pictures that you would like to add to the feed that we're putting up there, please feel free to add those pictures. And any of our fellow moms and sisters that are watching that have been to the events with us, please feel free to add your pictures, your comments, and your stories from the events as well. We would love to hear your side of the stories, your adventures of the events, as well as some of the pictures that you may have from events, because each event is powerful, and it has a different breakthrough and inspiration for each and every one of us, and we all have different viewpoints on these events as well. So please feel free to add to our feed that we have going. We'd love to see it and hear from you. And we do check back weekly, or daily, not weekly. We do check back daily, so we will be able to add comments and reply to your pictures and information as well. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're also about to go to. There's going to be an event. There'll be like double things happening. Actually, there'll be two events back to back as well. So you're going to get information on any of that. And that's the thing too. When you click below and join with us, we'll be, you know, who's invited you to this page, we'll be able to connect you to the information on our next event, which is we're going to be in Nashville, and there's one happening on the 20th and 21st, and another one starts in the evening of the 21st through the weekend. That's actually when the next one is happening when you're watching this. You have to be watching this way in the replay. There's always something. There's another event coming up. So that might not be the case if you happen to be watching this on someone's blog and you're coming across this. We get in touch with whoever it is on the blog that you're watching this, or wherever you happen to be watching this, all right? And they will let you know when the next event is and how you can get access to meet us in person. And then you never know, you might actually be with us on here. Oh, by the way, also just so you know, we're doing this little housekeeping. We used to do this hangout every week. We are now doing it every other week. In between, on the other weeks, we have another hangout called Sisters United, and that we opened it up so that women that aren't moms but want to connect the sisterhood, we're all together and we talk about very powerful topics as well. So if you want to learn, just connect with whoever invited you to this page, and they will also connect you to the Sister United Hangouts, okay? So that you can be on those and get the links and access to that and be a part of that as well. So as soon as this hangout is over, I will be adjusting the page and it'll tell you the next date. We'll always tell you when the next live one is for the mums here, okay? But feel free to join us every week and ultimately be, you might be able to be with us here on camera. And let's see here, because I know Michelle, you watched us for a while before you hopped on. She's commenting, she's with us. Anybody else have any comments that you want to hop out on our topic before we close out today? Anything else you want to share?
Did Sherry discuss?
Sherry, yeah, she did. Lucy is having technical issues coming in and out, but Lucy's amazing. And Lucy,
so powerful.
Lucy can put some of her comments in the chat as well. But we'll be with Lucy in couple of events. Lucy is amazing. And so next time, hopefully we'll be able to have a better internet connection to have her on. But yeah, she'll be commenting, putting her 2 cents.
I would like to add something really quick, Val.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
The events are not only really about making friendships, lifelong friendships, and relationships. It's also about giving yourself the knowledge and the education to.
Oh, did she freeze for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, she did. Anybody want to jump out on the thought that CJ was just about to complete her thought?
Students. So, for me, being in front of people, being on camera, being part of the social media is not something that I was grown up to be comfortable with. It was not something I was born into. I become this way due to the events. I've gained the confidence and the knowledge and the wealth and the support by attending these events. It's just like as if you were going to college because your family tells you you have to go to college, you have to get a degree in something because you have to have it. Well, it's kind of the same way. If you want to become a person and if you want to follow your dreams and your passion and what you feel you are and what you can deliver to people, that's what happens in these events. You get to speak with leaders one-on-one. You get to have interaction with these leaders, and the people up on stage, they come down. It's not like when you go to other events and there's people on stage and you can't see them, you can't touch them, you can't ask them questions. That's not how these events are. They're very hands-on. We laugh, we giggle, we sit down, we lounge in the hallways, we lounge at the restaurants, at the resorts. We're all hands-on. We're all together. Nobody is higher than anybody else. We're all the same level. We're friends. We're family. We support each other, and it's basically self-knowledge. And if you want to become a better individual, you need to grow yourself. And without growing yourself, you're not going to go anywhere but the place that you're in now. Just because everybody thinks that we're all so strong and so powerful and so confident, we weren't born this way. And I was the outcast. I was the one that sat in the back of the classroom with the hoodie over my face that used to get picked on and harassed, and I was not part of the cool club. I guess I can say I am now. But it's not. Each and every event that I've gone to, I've been, unfortunately I missed Miami due to my surgery. I could not make Miami because of my medical condition that I was in, so it was very heartbreaking for me. But I have been to each and every event since I started this business, and to sit back and watch Miami through my computer screen was kind of disappointing. But I will be in Nashville, and I will be at both events in Nashville. And I've jumped off buildings with Valerie.
Yes.
We walked through the desert together. I've jumped off buildings with Sheila. So, I mean, you can't.
You got to post that picture down.
You gotta go
with that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Dee, for arranging that. Mwah,
Yes.
Dee, when you're watching this. Yeah. So.
And we have a very powerful. She's done a very powerful thing for us for Nashville as well.
Yeah.
You're just gonna either you join us and you see what it's going to be, or you can watch us through social media and wish you were with us. So
Yeah.
you need to decide.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. It's one thing. It's interesting to say about being the outcast, because I remember, I hope this is okay, but you have that feeling of the outcast thing, and that's something that you carried with you from an experience that you had, as a child. And I remember when I first met you, very, very early on. I was at an event, one of the events, and you had this. I remember you voicing to me a concern initially that you felt like you were on the outside. Well, that was some kind of craziness that you'd taken with you from yourself from your childhood.
That was October 2014, the very first event that we had met at.
You were an outsider. You weren't, right? But you carried this thing that you carried from your life, this perception, this thing. But because of the events, you've completely transformed that thing about yourself of feeling like you were an outsider, which was not connected to reality. It was something that you had carried with you from childhood, from who knows, you know what I mean? But it's transformed. Something from your childhood has literally transformed at these events, because I remember the first time I met you, you had that little residue of that, and now it's gone. Now it's totally gone. And now I know where it came from. You were like somebody who's like, I don't have to understand how she could feel, because we're really not, But being in the environment and being in the community and being at the events and the training, everything that we do, that personal piece has transformed CJ. I've watched it just like, it's gone, you know what I mean? So there's just so much on so many different levels what happens, the breakthroughs that can happen that affect everything. I mean, if you feel like you're an outsider, how you react in life, what happens, I mean, I was, for me, I was the kid, I was the outcast as well, when I was a teenager, when it was in elementary. Because I was, I was a bright kid, I was always reading books, I was the one with the bookworm running around with a book, which is kind of nerdy, but I love books, and in our community, we're book readers. We're a community, we're the weirdos, we're the weirdos that are doing really well, It's like all the ones that you might think you're an outcast, but here, we celebrate our uniqueness, we celebrate all of it, but we get to be ourselves, we get to be our authentic self, and we all celebrate each other, and it's a good thing. So, anybody else want to hop out? Any thoughts?
Yes, Valerie.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. I would just love to make a challenge for you that are listening to us on replay or live. Just hit the button, join us, go to Nashville with 10 persons of your personal team, and your life will change, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So go ahead, click the button below. It's $7. You can join us, and see us on the inside. You got. All things are possible with it, and what whoever has invited you will be connecting with you, and you'll be able to connect with us, and we'll see you all on the other side. So yeah, button below. Wherever you are, wherever this happens to be, there'll be some kind of a button. If it's on a blog, if it's on our page itself, there'll be a button somewhere. Click on it, and we'll see you soon. All right.